These are the video notes for topic N38, Exponents and Equations. We're going to talk about two types of equations. Type 1, if the variable is the exponent, then this is what you're going to do. These are the two steps you're going to follow to solve for the variable. First off, you're going to rewrite both sides of the equation using the same base. For example, number 1, the variable is the exponent and the base is 2. So 2 to the x power. We're going to rewrite 32 with the same base of 2. Okay, but we have to use the exponent that equals 32. So 2 to the 5th power is equal to 32. Since we have the same base, then you can set your exponents equal to each other. In this case, it was really simple, x equals 5. Okay, on example number 2, the base is 2, x is the exponent. So 2 to the x power. We're going to use a base of 2. Now, since this is a fraction, okay, we need to be thinking here. 2 to the 3rd power equals 8, but this is a fraction, so if I put a negative exponent, it'll be the reciprocal. So 2 to the x power equals 2 to the negative 3 power. X equals negative 3. Example number 3, we have a base of 4. The variable is in the exponent. So 4 to the 2x minus 1 power. We're going to rewrite 64 with a base of 4 and an exponent of 3. Okay, that's because 4 times 4 times 4 is equal to 64. Alright, now we're going to set the two exponents equal. 2x minus 1 equals 3. 2x is equal to 4. And divide by 2, so x is equal to 2. Okay, example number 4. The base is a 9, and over here we have a 27. So we're going to have to change both of these to a common base. Okay, that common base is 3. Okay, since 3 squared is equal to 9, we're going to replace 9 with 3 squared and keep our exponent of x plus 1. Okay, and then 27 is 3 to the 3rd power. Okay, so we're going to rewrite this, and the square root is to the 1/2 power. So 3 cubed to the 1/2 power. All right, now we have the same base, so the laws of exponents say to multiply your exponents in this situation. Alright, so that's going to give us 3 to the 2x plus 2, because 2 times x and 2 times 1. Okay, over here we're going to have 3. 3 times 1/2 is 3 halves. Okay, now all we're going to do is set our exponents equal to each other. 2x plus 2 is equal to 3 over 2. Solving for x, that gives us 2x equals 3 over 2 minus 2. Okay, we need a common denominator of 2, so that'll be a 4. Alright, so 3 minus 4 is negative 1, so 2x is equal to negative 1/2. Okay, and then to solve for x, we have to divide by 2, or you could say multiply times 1/2, which is the same thing. Okay, x is equal to negative 1 over 4. Alright, type 2 is if the variable is in the base. Okay, if the variable is in the base, then going to isolate the variable expression and raise both sides of the equation to the reciprocal power. Okay, for example, x to the third equals 27. Okay, the variable is in the base. Okay, so we're going to take the reciprocal of 3, which is 1/3, and we're going to raise both sides to the 1/3 power. Okay, 3 times 1/3 is 1, so x. Okay, and then the 1/3 power is the cube root of 27. Okay, and since 3 to the third power is 27, then x is equal to 3. Okay, example 2, the variable is in the base, so we're going to take the reciprocal of -6, which is -1/6. Keep what we had, raise it to the reciprocal power, and do that on both sides. Okay, that makes the -6 cancel. Okay, so we have x, all right, and then the root is 6. Okay, so if I take 2 to the 6th power, I'm going to get 64. So rather than doing this, okay, I'm going to take 64 and I'm going to rewrite it as 2 to the 6th power, and then keep that exponent there. Okay, that way 6 divided by 6 is 1. X equals 2 to the -1 power, which is 1/2, the reciprocal. All right, number 3. Okay, the reciprocal of 3/2 is 2/3. Okay, but the 3/2 is not on the 4. So what we're going to do is, because the first step was to isolate this by itself. Okay, so if we divide by 4, it will be isolated. X to the 3/2 power is equal to 8. Now I can raise both sides to the reciprocal power. Okay, so I'm going to keep what I've got, raise that to the reciprocal, raise that to the same power. Okay, so that cancels. X is equal to, now if we take 8 and rewrite it as 2 to the 3rd power, then this denominator will cancel. So 2 to the 3rd power to the 2/3 power. The 3's cancel. X equals 2 squared, which is equal to 4. Okay, number 4. We have 4x to the -3 power. Okay, our job is to get the x by itself. So if we use the reciprocal power, we can get rid of the -3 and then solve for x. Now, before we start, let's compare number 4 to problem number 3. Notice here that the exponent is on the 4x, that's the quantity. But on number 3, the 3/2 was only on the x, so we had to get rid of the 4. Okay, on number 4, we don't have to do that. We're just going to go ahead to the reciprocal power. So 4x to the -3rd to the -1/3. Okay, so that cancels and leaves us with 4x. Okay, 64 to the -1/3 power. Okay, since 4 to the 3rd power equals 64, okay, I'm going to rewrite 64 and replace it, okay, with 4 to the 3rd power, and keeping the -1/3 power. Okay, so the 3's cancel. 4x is equal to 4 to the negative 1 power. Okay, 4 to the negative 1 power is 1 over 4. Okay, and if we're going to solve for x here, then we need to divide by 4. Okay, so x is equal to 1 over 16. Okay, number 5, we have 5 times the quantity x minus 2 squared equals negative 15. Okay, again, really pay close attention to where the exponent is. The exponent is not on the 5. Okay, so before we do the reciprocal exponent, we need to divide by 5 to isolate that quantity. So x minus 2 squared is going to equal negative 3. Okay, now we can take the reciprocal of 2, which is 1/2. Okay, raise both sides to the 1/2 power. Okay, so in this case, the 2's will cancel, and that leaves me with x minus 2. Okay, and then negative 3 to the 1/2 power, I can't do that because 2 is the square root, and you cannot take the square root of a negative. So in this case, we're going to have no solution. Number 6, okay, the 1/4 is on that whole quantity there. Okay, so the reciprocal of negative 1/4 is negative 4 over 1. Okay, so we're going to raise that to the negative 4 over 1. Okay, and I had this minus 2 here. I should have moved that over first, so that's equal to positive 2. Alright, so raise that side to the same power, negative 4 over 1 power. Okay, so whenever I raise that to this reciprocal power, that leaves me with x minus 1 equals 2 to the negative 4 power. Okay, with a negative exponent means I need to take the reciprocal, 1 over 2 to the 4th power. Okay, and recall that 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 16. Okay, so that's 1 over 16. Okay, and to get x by itself, we're going to add 1. Okay, and so instead of 1, we're going to use 16 over 16. So that gives us 17 over 16 equal to x.